The bedroom project. It was a crisp autumn evening when Clara sat cross-legged on the living room couch, her laptop balanced precariously on her knees. Her husband, Daniel, was in the kitchen, humming softly as he chopped vegetables for dinner. The scent of garlic and rosemary wafted through the air, mingling with the faint aroma of the vanilla candle burning on the coffee table. Clara's fingers danced across the keyboard as she typed out an email to her boss, Mr. Grayson. She had been working late for weeks on a high-stakes project, and tonight was no exception. The project was a redesign of a luxury hotel's master suite, and Clara had been tasked with creating a concept that exuded elegance, intimacy, and comfort. It was a career-defining opportunity, and she was determined to get it right. "Hey, babe," Daniel called from the kitchen, his voice warm and familiar. "What are you working on?" Clara glanced up, her brow furrowed in concentration. "Just finalizing some ideas for the bedroom design. Grayson wants a mood board by tomorrow, and I'm trying to nail the ambience." Daniel wiped his hands on a dish towel and walked over, peering over her shoulder at the screen. "Looks fancy," he remarked, nodding at the images of plush velvet drapes, a king-sized bed with crisp white linens, and a chandelier that sparkled like starlight. "What's the vibe you're going for?" "Romantic but understated," Clara explained, her eyes lighting up as she spoke. "I want it to feel like a sanctuary, you know. Somewhere you'd want to escape to at the end of a long day." Daniel smiled, his hand resting gently on her shoulder. "Sounds like our bedroom," he teased, leaning down to kiss the top of her head. "Except for the chandelier, we'd probably knock ourselves out trying to change the light bulb." Clara laughed, swatting him playfully. "You're such a dork. But seriously, this project is a big deal. Grayson's counting on me to deliver something amazing." Daniel's expression softened. "You'll knock it out of the park, like you always do. Just don't work too hard, okay? Dinner's almost ready." As Daniel returned to the kitchen, Clara turned her attention back to her laptop. She opened a chat window and typed a message to Mr. Grayson. "Clara, hi Grayson. I've been brainstorming some ideas for the bedroom design. I'd love to get your thoughts on the direction I'm taking. Are you free to chat?" A few moments later, Grayson's response popped up. "Grayson, of course, Clara. I'm all ears. Let's hear your vision." Clara's heart raced as she began typing. She had always admired Grayson's keen eye for detail and his ability to elevate even the simplest designs. Working with him had been a dream, but it also came with a fair amount of pressure. She wanted to impress him, not just as her boss, but as someone whose opinion she deeply respected. "Clara, I'm envisioning a space that feels intimate and luxurious, but not overwhelming. Soft, neutral tones with pops of deep jewel colors, emerald green, maybe, or sapphire blue. I'm thinking a canopy bed with sheer drapes to add a touch of romance, and a seating area by the window for cozy moments." Grayson's reply came quickly. "Grayson, I like where your head's at. The canopy bed is a nice touch, it adds drama without being too ostentatious. What about lighting?" Clara chewed her lip thoughtfully before responding. "Clara, I was thinking a combination of ambient and task lighting. A statement chandelier for the center of the room, but also some wall sconces and table lamps for a softer glow. Maybe even a few candles for that extra touch of warmth." "Grayson, perfect. You've got a great eye for detail, Clara. I can already picture it." "What about textures?" Clara's fingers flew across the keyboard as she described her ideas for layering textures: velvet upholstery, silk throw pillows, a plush area rug underfoot. She could feel the excitement building as the vision came together in her mind. "Clara, I want it to feel like a hug, you know, like the room itself is embracing you." "Grayson, that's exactly the feeling we're going for. You've nailed it, Clara. I'm impressed." Clara's cheeks flushed with pride. Grayson's praise meant the world to her, and she couldn't help but feel a surge of confidence. "Clara, thank you, Grayson. That means a lot coming from you. Grayson, you've earned it. Keep up the great work. Let's touch base tomorrow to finalize the mood board." As Clara closed her laptop, she felt a sense of accomplishment wash over her. She had poured her heart into this project, and it was finally starting to come together. "Dinner's ready," Daniel called from the dining room, pulling her out of her thoughts. Clara joined him at the table, where a steaming plate of roasted vegetables and grilled chicken awaited her. She smiled gratefully at her husband, who had always been her biggest supporter. "How's the project going?" Daniel asked as they ate. "Really well," Clara replied, her eyes sparkling. "Grayson loved my ideas. I think this could be my best work yet." Daniel reached across the table and took her hand. "I'm so proud of you, Clara. You're amazing at what you do." Clara squeezed his hand, feeling a surge of love for the man who had stood by her through thick and thin. "I couldn't do it without you," she said softly. "You're my rock." Over the next few days, Clara threw herself into the project with renewed vigor. She spent hours selecting fabrics, sourcing furniture, and refining the mood board. Her collaboration with Grayson continued seamlessly, their shared passion for design fueling their creativity. One evening, as Clara was putting the finishing touches on the mood board, Daniel walked into the room with a curious expression. "Hey, Clara," he began, his tone cautious. "I couldn't help but notice how much time you've been spending on this project. It's great that you're so dedicated, but are you sure everything's okay?" Clara looked up, surprised by the question. "Of course, why wouldn't it be?" Daniel hesitated, choosing his words carefully. "It's just, you've been working late every night, and you're always chatting with Grayson. I guess I just want to make sure there's nothing going on." Clara's eyes widened in realization. "Daniel, are you jealous?" Daniel rubbed the back of his neck, looking sheepish. "Not jealous, exactly. Just concerned. I trust you, Clara. I just want to make sure you're not getting in over your head." Clara stood and walked over to him, taking his hands in hers. "Daniel, you have nothing to worry about. Grayson is my boss, and this project is important to both of us. But you're the only one I love. You know that, right?" Daniel nodded, his expression softening. "I know. I'm sorry for overreacting. I don't want to lose you." Clara smiled, her heart swelling with affection. "You could never lose me. You're my everything." The next day, Clara presented the final mood board to Grayson. The room was exactly as she had envisioned, a perfect blend of romance and luxury. Grayson was effusive in his praise, and Clara felt a deep sense of satisfaction. As she left the office that evening, Clara couldn't wait to get home to Daniel. She had realized something important through this project. No matter how much she loved her work, it was nothing compared to the love she shared with her husband. When she walked through the door, Daniel was waiting for her with a bouquet of roses and a smile that lit up the room. "Welcome home," he said, pulling her into a warm embrace. "I missed you." Clara buried her face in his chest, feeling a sense of peace she hadn't realized she'd been missing. "I missed you too," she whispered. "And I have an idea." Daniel raised an eyebrow. "Oh," Clara grinned. "How about we recreate that bedroom design for us?" Daniel laughed, his eyes sparkling with amusement. "I thought you'd never ask." And so, Clara and Daniel embarked on their own bedroom project, transforming their space into a sanctuary of love and comfort. It was a reminder that, no matter how busy life got, their relationship was the most important project of all.